to you in living color.
Hello, everyone. This is Ed, also known as the angry old man to his sons, but what do they know? Coming to you with my 112th TTM video. TTM stands for Through the Mail. We send out autograph requests to famous people, whether they be in sports or whatever, movies, whatever you like. We send them stuff, and we hope we get our stuff back, preferably signed, and not with the dreaded yellow sticker saying either they moved or they don't want your mail. It's usually the two cases. Today I have 3 TTMs, also a shout out to a fine supporter of the channel. It has been a while, long while since I last did a TTM video, so I appreciate everyone watching the other videos I put out. One of the reasons is I just haven't gotten any TTMs back. It's been horrendous as far as getting anything back. I've sent a lot out. And also there's some personal things, so that got in the way as well, unfortunately. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great, holiday season and all that, now that spring is here. Let's get to the shout-out. The shout-out today is for Lynne Kruse. Lynne, great supporter of the channel. Always comments on the videos and, deserves a shout-out. I don't think Lynne has any content, but it's a great supporter, and I really appreciate that. All right, now the TTMs. First one came from the great state of North Carolina, and it was not Bill Belichick. No. It was 21 days. There was no fee. He signed 3 of 3. That is former running back Ken Willard on the card there. Looks pretty good there. And there he is. I like that little logo there. Kind of interesting. Mr. Ken Willard. I'll tell you a little bit about him because he's more than just a man on the card. Kenneth Henderson Willard, better known as Ken, was born on July 14th, 1943 in Richmond, Virginia. So he's still 82. In high school, he had 16 letters. 16. I had 2. So he lettered in football, baseball, basketball, and track. And he was also a member of the Academic Honor Societies as well. So he was quite a well-rounded individual. He got a football scholarship from the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill back in 1961. This was after Mr. Willard turned down a $100,000 offer to play baseball for who? The Boston Red Sox. And who did the Red Sox send down to recruit him? A guy who wore, number 9? He played the outfield, might have been the greatest hitter ever, Ted Williams. Yeah, Ted Williams recruited him to play for the Sox, but he said no because he really wanted a 4-year college education, even though baseball was his favorite sport, his first love. In 1963, he was the Gator Bowl MVP, back when the Gator Bowl was really big. Not like it is today. It's not really a top-tier bowl anymore. And he was all ACC in 1963 and 64. His college teammate, when he played at UNC, was a guy by the name of Chris Hamburger. He went on to have a good career in the NFL and make the Hall of Fame as well. He was also a member of the University of North Carolina baseball team, and he led the ACC in home runs twice. Unofficially, though, he supposedly hit a 525-foot homer, which is supposedly the longest in Tar Heel history. In the 1965 NFL Draft, he was picked in the first round with the 2nd pick by the San Francisco 49ers. The number 1 pick was a running back out of Auburn for the New York Giants. They picked Tucker Fredrickson. Yes, Tucker Fredrickson. The only way I know about Tucker Fredrickson is because in movie Brian's Song, he mentions how Tucker Fredrickson was the number 1 back when he was playing in Florida. Tucker went to Auburn, and Brian went to Wake Forest. Later picks in that draft, a couple guys in the Hall of Fame now. One by the name of Dick Butkus, one of the greatest linebackers ever, and Gale Sayers was also picked later on in the draft. Many believe the 49ers picked him because that was the era of the big backs, the fullbacks, big guys slamming the ball. He played most of his career with San Francisco from 1965 to 73 and finished up with the St. Louis Cardinals. He had 6,105 rushing yards averaged about 3.8 yards a carry and 45 touchdowns. He had 277 receptions, 2,184 yards total receiving, and 17 TDs. And he's in the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame. So, I want to say thank you to Mr. Willard for doing 3 of 3. Even put his 49er years on there. So that was quite nice of him. I didn't have any St. Louis Cardinal cards. This next one took about 7 months. It's an 8x10. I sent it to California because he was coaching for 1 season only in California at Stanford. But I don't know where it came back from, but I'm glad it came back. And that's Mr. Frank Reich signing the old 8x10 there. Right there. Boom. Mr. Frank Michael Reich, born December 4th, 1961 in Freeport, New York. He's currently 64. He went to the University of Maryland. He was the backup quarterback there and was a roommate to starter Boomer Esiason, who went on to have a great career. On November 10th, 1984, Frank came off the bench after Stan Gelbohr, the starter, was hurt, and led Maryland to a comeback win over the University of Miami. Miami had led 31-0 at the half, and the final score was 42-40 Maryland. That was his first big comeback. And Miami, yeah, they didn't do too well later on when they played Boston College and Doug Flutie on that pass. In 1985 draft, he was picked in the 3rd round with the 57th pick by the Buffalo Bills. He spent most of his career with the Bills. He did play a season in Carolina and one with the Jets and 2 seasons with the Lions. But big claim to fame for him, January 3rd, 1993, Buffalo, New York. The Bills are playing Houston in the playoffs. Houston led 35-3 early in the 3rd quarter. Frank Reich came off the bench. And what did he do? He led the Bills to a 41-38 win, which was the largest comeback in NFL history. And I watched the four falls of Buffalo on ESPN when they were doing the 30 for 30 stuff, and they showed how people wanted to come back to the game after they had left. They were going home, and what comeback was coming, so everybody was going back into the stadium, which you weren't allowed to do. Bill Polian said of Frank Reich, he was the greatest backup quarterback in NFL history. Frank threw for 6,075 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 30 interceptions. He was an assistant coach in the NFL with the Colts, the Cardinals, the Chargers, and the Eagles. He's the current assistant now with the Jets. That's where he got his new job after he left Stanford. Only for 1 year he was going to coach Stanford. His record as a head coach with both the Colts and the Panthers was 41, 43, and 1. So about 48, almost 49% of his games he won. He played in 4 Super Bowls with the Bills, Super Bowl 25, 26, 27, and 28, and they lost all 4. He did win 2 Super Bowl rings, one as a coach with the Colts when they beat the Bears, and then one with the Eagles when he was an assistant there when they beat the Patriots. And a little fact, his father, Frank Sr., played for the Penn State Nittany Lions in the 1950s, and he played both center and linebacker. And his father was drafted by the Eagles in the 14th round in 1956, but he never played for the Eagles. So thank you, Mr. Reich. And last, but definitely not least, this one came from New Jersey. It took about 20 days, which is pretty good. And I donated, what was it, $20. I forgot what I did. And that is Mr. Harry Carson. Right there, put 2006 Hall of Fame, and even gave him his card for the donation there. So you get that if you contribute, and it's not bad. He does it for a good cause, so why not? I like this photo. Besides Harry, maybe one day I'll get Bill Belichick, or as he's known around my house, Bill Belichick. Just kidding. My father-in-law's a big Patriots fan, and he went to Navy, so of course Belichick went coach there, and hopefully one day Bill Parcells will sign it, but I don't know. I think that's Rob Carpenter in the back, the running back, but I don't know. But okay, Harry Donald Carson was born on November 26, 1953 in Florence, South Carolina, the Palmetto State. He is 72. He attended South Carolina State University and did not miss a single game in his time at South Carolina State. He had college teammates by the name of Donnie Shell. He's in the Hall of Fame too, I believe. Great Steeler. And a guy by the name Willie Mays Aikens, who went on to play baseball. In the 1976 NFL Draft, he was picked in the 4th round with the 105th pick by the Giants. One of the best steals the Giants ever got in a draft. I mean, he was great. He was on the played for the Giants from 1976 to 88. He won Super Bowl 21. Famous for the Gatorade shower he gave Bill Parcells. You know, he put on a security man's jacket. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler. Is in the New York Giants Ring of Honor, the College Football Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the Black College Football Hall of Fame. He had 19 sacks in his career, 11 picks, 14 fumble recoveries, and 1 touchdown. He's a big, strong supporter of flag football for kids. He estimates that from his days playing high school, college, and pro, he might have had 15 concussions. He said the $765 million settlement with former players, the NFL has given everyone 765 million reasons why you don't want to play football. Bill Belichick considered Harry the best all-around linebacker he ever coached. So high praise for Harry there. And that is it for the TTMs. I hope everyone's had a good time. Well, at least you enjoyed it, 11 minutes of your life. Enjoy watching everybody's videos, so keep them coming. Hope everyone is doing well, being safe. Let's be kind to each other, one person at a time, because that's the only way this thing is going to work in this world. It's crazy, and it's not getting any easier. Tonight, I want to say goodnight to everybody, brothers and sisters in Romania. Got any Romanians out there? Love y'all. Be safe.